Matt, just what's it been like offensively the last couple of games, only scoring 7 points and just trying to find a way to get on the scoreboard more here moving forward?
Yeah, it's obviously a struggle. We're working around some things, and we knew it was going to be a dogfight last game, and the players played hard, but it just didn't turn out our way. They ran the ball well, and we ran the ball decent, and it just wasn't enough. So and then obviously the game before that, another struggle. Like, we got to get things rolling soon, and then that just comes back to everyone doing their job, coaches to players, and we're getting that figured out, every practice, and we're working to get better every week.
What, just for you, obviously coming in with high expectations for yourself, putting up big numbers, putting yourself in position, for the next level and everything, obviously for a lot of different reasons that maybe hasn't happened the way you had thought it would this year. How are you dealing with this season?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, gotten past that, and right now my main focus is just to, do what I can for the team. And I have the ability to play at the next level, so, and I know that deep down, and I'll get my shot, but being able to improve every week, whether that's my strength or what position coach wants to put me in, pass pro to run blocking, like, I got to do those things, right? It's not always gonna add up to be a ton of yards, even though every tight end wishes they could do that. But yeah, at the next level, they're looking for guys who can do both, and I feel like I have that trait. So,
what's the message in the locker room as you guys go into these last 2 games to finish strong?
Yeah, Coach D talks about finding joy, just being able to put a smile on your face. Obviously, these moments are not easy. Like, Bronco Nation has high standards for us as a program, and it sucks when things go downhill, because we play for the guys in that room, and we know all the work we put in. But just being able to go out there and find joy, have a smile on your face, that's what I do. That's what I did today. Just be able to be positive and joke around with the guys, because realistically we only got 3 games left, so it's kind of crazy how fast it's gone. I'm grateful for the guys on the team and the staff that has trusted in me, and that's my goal and my message to the younger guys. Like, I've been there as a younger guy. You're like, what's going on? Like, just go out there, put a smile on your face, and try to get better every week, and good things will come.
When you look at heading into week 11 in 23, which was Coach Danielson's first game,
Yeah.
the mathematics would have said less chance of making the conference championship than this year.
Yeah.
So how do you draw from that to help this year?
Yeah, I guess we can't really bank on it, which is, that's just how things go. Like, if you're banking on, making it, and it doesn't happen, then everything just, goes downhill. So just being able to improve, every single week is going to lead us, if we do get that opportunity to go out there and play good. So, yeah, I feel like the biggest thing in football is, improving. Like, you've never made it to the top. And, sometimes it feels like that. Last year, you get off this Fiesta Bowl year, and then stuff like this happens. So it's like, you got to keep improving every week. And I'm not saying, we didn't keep improving, like, we just laid back, but things go the way they go in games, and sometimes that happens. I mean, we see great teams, like, what happened with Penn State. Like, they were in the Fiesta Bowl last year, and they went on to play in the college football playoff, and now look at them. So it's, you never reach the top, and you got to keep improving, every single week.
Now you were 10 games in, 12 weeks in, and that's not even including fall camp. It's the time of year where you really start to feel football season, right? Like,
Yeah.
Obviously you probably felt the physical toll a little while ago, but now it's like the mental toll too. So given all that, where do you find joy?
Yeah. I just find joy, with the guys around me on the field, like my teammates, the guys that have been through it with me, Marco, Mason, those are my roommates. So being able to go back home with them and put a smile on my face, and obviously coming in here and being serious, because, we're in a position where we have to be serious. We got to win games, but, also being able to be a little bit loose and joke around with the guys. You can't just be super serious the whole time, or else, your love for the game and everything starts to dip. But yeah, I think just hanging out with the roommates and being able to go around and make jokes with the guys on the team helps a lot.
With Mason and Latrell pretty open about their journeys here at Boise State yesterday, and
Yeah.
I'm just curious what your take is. You look back at the Matt Lauter that entered this thing and the one that's exiting it. What are the differences that you've seen in yourself and your self-growth?
Yeah, the Matt Lauter entering this thing was a kid who definitely was lost, and I wouldn't say I had an opportunity to come here, but I wasn't in the best space of mind, and this place definitely changed me. I wasn't the most disciplined kid, and this place taught me discipline, and it taught me how to create relationships. Obviously, become a better football player too, but. That's the one thing I'm so grateful for when Coach D stepped into his role. That's kind of when I found myself. But yeah, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be a Bronco, and I'll always be a Bronco. Always want success for this place, and it's obviously cool seeing it grow already. So yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunity that actually Coach Riddle gave me, and then obviously these coaches, have been able to develop me into a young man. So
I'm sure you were aware of what discipline was before you arrived here at Boise State, but why did this place maybe make you buy into it? And do you remember when it clicked maybe?
Yeah, I think in high school you kind of just you stroll in and you kind of just do your own thing, but here we have set expectations on being 15 minutes early to meetings, and it's crazy, like that translates to the real world too. Like I'm early to everything I go to pretty much at this point. Like if I'm late, I'm a little bit frustrated, and then as a sophomore it's hard to wake up in the morning or whatever. Like as a junior and senior, as you progress, like you start like waking up earlier, and like you start wanting to be here, which is cool. But yeah, it's just the little things like that are going to translate to the real world too. Like just being early to work and being able to listen to your manager or your coaches, and just building trust with the team. So it's like all those things are going to apply in the real world too, and that's why I'm so grateful for
The
this
last
place.
2 years, Coach G has written letters, personalized letters to seniors on senior day. Is that something that you guys talk about, or like kind of look forward to see what he says in your letter?
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about it together, but I think that's a letter I'm going to keep for a while for sure, because like I said, like he changed me, and obviously I was able to help him too, whatever, and we had a great year. But yeah, just that relationship's so special. Definitely grateful for him, and yeah, that's a letter I'll probably be keeping, and a tear might come out of my eye too when I read it. So
What are the emotions of this, potentially being your last game on the blue?
yeah, it actually hasn't really hit me yet. So I was able to talk in front of the guys today on the blue, and all I want from them is for them to play hard and respect the work that we put in, because one day they're going to be in our shoes too. But yeah, it really hasn't hit me yet, and when it does, there'll probably be a wave of emotion that runs through me. Just tons of hard work poured out on the blue and in that indoor field. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
It might be hard to put into words. Just as a senior, getting ready for the next chapter, what do you hope to leave behind for this program?
I just hope to leave behind, we say in the tight end room, like a legacy, you know what I mean? So it's like, we're known to have good tight ends here. I hope that, my name doesn't get, flushed out ever, and people are able to remember me as, one of the best tight ends to, play at Boise. But just a work ethic and grit throughout the time I've been here. Sometimes it seems guys will branch off and just, want to be a route running tight end or something like that. And that's just not who I was. Like, whether it's pass pro or run blocking, like I'm ready to get gritty, and that's what I want the younger guys to know for sure.
You mentioned.
Heard the coaches mention,
Yeah.
wanting to maybe pass a little more this week or be on the attack a little more. Do you expect passing game? You guys might use it a little more than you did last week.
Yeah, we have to use the passing game more, and yeah, that's one thing we've kind of been working on, and and we need to attack the defense with our threats, and that's something we're going to do this week.
What do you make of Max? I mean, you didn't get a ton of chances, but made some throws when you had to in the last
Yeah.
game. What if that's the case and they let him throw it a little more? What's your guys' confidence in him?
Yeah, I mean, we're all confident in him. He's a great pocket passer, and he's able to get the ball to his players. I know a lot of stress is put on him, but he's been confident and he's ready to go when his name's called.
You mentioned, two roommates, Mason and Marco, you've been with on this team for 5 years. What do you think is going to be lost in college football? I mean, you've had the privilege of having a lot of teammates for 5 years. As the transfer portal, we see people that have played for 4 different teams in 4 years. What's lost, do you think? Not having that experience that you guys have had.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting question, because I feel like most college programs are not trying to lose it. They're trying to get freshmen in here and create relationships and be able to work with a staff over time. And that's not the case nowadays with the whole transfer portal and things being adjusted. But it is cool that me and Mason and Marco we're one of those classes that we're able to stick around. I know we had a few guys leave or whatever, but I mean, nowadays, who knows what's going to happen, like, with the freshman classes coming in, like, if there's going to be, because we got 6 or 7 guys walking on senior night that we came in with, and that's something special to me, and that, that's going to translate to the real world, like I was talking about again, just being able to be loyal towards your teammates and towards your coaches. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen with the new freshman classes coming in. I hope they get to experience what we did, because like those are relationships you'll have for life. Like, it's not always about like the money or going to a different program because you get a better shot at the league. Like, if you're good, they're going to find you. So yeah, those are relationships that are going to last a lifetime.
Mason's this big 300-pound dude, tatted up. You saw him in a dark alley, you probably turned and walked the other way. And yesterday, when he told us about his journey here, he talked about how much he opened up. I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit of an unexpected answer. How have you seen Mason open up and just become more comfortable being himself maybe since he arrived at Boise State?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's got all these tattoos now, which is funny you say that, because I remember him as a freshman, and he would always just hang out in his dorm room and kind of play games. And he was an introvert, and he still is, but he's able to open up more. Like, obviously he started being himself when he started getting those tattoos and really expressing who he is and who he wants to be. His tattoos are pretty sweet though, but yeah, he's grown a lot. Like I said, he used to like just kind of hang out in his room all the time and have 1 or 2 friends. Now he's outgoing. Like, I live with him. We go out, we hang out, and we do fun things together, which is cool. But yeah, he's a good kid, and we're always able to make each other laugh, which is cool.